we can't tell you the name of the company. The one lady that had never done an auto show was representing one of the major publications, and they told her to hire a crew there, and she'd never done that, so she didn't know what she was supposed to do. That publication was not there this year.
Oh, they weren't?
That was not there in any manner, shape, or form. That's an automotive publication that didn't bother sending because a lot of the press is no longer, we know people, a lot of people in the press that did skip it that we do know, and they are automotive press.
Yeah, they wanted to go but couldn't. I mean, actually there's several. One was getting kidney stones out.
For the second year in a row at the same time.
I know. I told him, I said, is Sema bringing on your kidney stones?
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's a good question. He says, I think I should change my doctor's appointments. Because what happens is, they'd have the doctor's appointments at certain times of the year, and then they arrange for your surgery, right?
Yeah,
which always affected Sema, and then it affected CES. I said, just change your doctor's appointment.
Yeah, well, it affects Sema, and it affects the LA Auto Show.
And the LA Auto. So if you're automotive, it's like you gotta be.
And other people, basically, we know this. They were staying closer to home because they had automotive stories to do locally, so it didn't make sense to spend, because it is god awful expensive to go to a trade show. And you know, a lot of them overpay for their rooms because, what was it? I was talking to one of the press people, and he was talking to me about the fact that, you know, I'd never used my per diem before I came to Sema 3 years ago. And then I discovered it was costing $10 for a hot dog and $5 for a drink. He said, I can't afford that, so I'm using that. And he said, I didn't have per diem this year, but luckily one of the nice, well put together young models told me, follow me. And they said, well, I'd follow her anyway, anywhere. But she took him down the street to where McDonald's is. And he said, oh God, food. No. So he said, graciously, I bought her lunch for her with no strings attached. She got what she wanted with the free lunch. So you think that a person, a middle-aged male is going to turn down buying a lunch for somebody that just saved him like $10?
Yeah.
Buys
a day.
Yeah, a day. So that's a trade-off. He buys her, a Happy Meal. Yeah, she was young. A Happy Meal.
Oh,
yeah, and that's what he said. She wanted a Happy Meal.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she told me it was because she's collecting the toys for.
Oh.
Yeah. But see, he bought her the Happy Meal. She was happy. They went back together talking about the business, of which he said, I cannot tell anybody what she told me because they would get her in trouble if he told you. But see, that's basically what he got. He got a better place, a cheaper place to eat. Well, they shut the buses down at lunchtime at the convention center too.
There's a 5-hour break. Yes, 5 hours when the buses do not run.
To force people to
smack in the middle of the day.
And the press, thing. Anybody that wants to contribute lunches to the press events and press shows anymore, contact us and we'll contact the people at these trade shows we go to.
The press will greatly appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I mean, they'll remember your name on a lunchbox. I mean, okay, this is going along with press shows, but we went to an outdoor event at Sema where we had people in the press grumping about Nathan hot dogs, chili fries, and Dove bars.
That was 2 years ago.
And had all the stuff, you get have as much as you want.
This year they would attack those people and stand up in droves.
They would attack the people. I mean, that was, like I said, this year they were very happy to have box lunches. I mean, just the trick is, I don't think the trade shows are making as much money because of the high cost of them now, though, so they've had to cut back. And it cut back.
I don't know. There were people that were just thankful when water was brought to the press room. I mean, we're not talking about a lot of stuff, but water.
No, I can tell you last year at one event we went to, we're talking a guy that is a billionaire, the head of a large firm. He's a guest speaker. He comes in, and he bought his own tea, and he got pissed off, and he walked over to one of the guys, and he gave him a $20 bill. He said, "Go get some damn water." He said, "At least this ought to buy some hot water." All he wanted was hot water, and they didn't even have that. So, I mean, hot water doesn't cost anything.
I know.
They could have went to the bathroom, put water out of the sink, and put it in. Yeah, because we do notice some of the press places now require the press to pay for their own lunches. Because, here's the problem. A lot of the press are like us, we're online. You can't verify totals for people online because one person, it's like the woman that got hit with a $5 million charge for sharing her music.
Yeah.
You can't tell how many people get, like we've got 40 million links and 21,000 videos on the internet. And that's because people take our videos and they put them on their websites. Then you get
They just know we're there all the time working.
We're there, and this year we're sort of screwing them a little bit with three. See, we do the official screwing all those people that steal our stuff and don't give us anything because they have to copy it in 3D. And if you don't have the glasses, you don't see it. So it's sort of what is our safety measure so that we still get out there, but we don't have a stole as big as, you gotta have anaglyph glasses to see this. Although this camera actually shoots in this active shutter too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't put active shutter up on the internet. No.
We still have it though.
I still have it. The original is active shutter. I process it to anaglyph. So, but you're gonna see more of it. You may get sick and tired of us banging the drums on this, but right now, as far as we know, nobody is bigger than us in 3D. Mm-hmm. We were the first people to ever shoot a complete trade show in 3D. There's nothing in 2D from that trade show except for video. Still pictures are, for the most part. I said for the most part because see the neat thing about our 3D stuff is also they have 3D pictures. Isn't that cute? They say, well, but that big Panasonic doesn't take still pictures. Well, no, but his son does. Well, I think it's a son, it might be a daughter, but, which is our trade secret. So it's basically, it gets bolted on the top of the broadcast camera so that we can shoot 3D and 2D at the same time. But, we talked about things, we're trying, this is sort of a different wrap up for the Sema show than we would normally do.
Actually, it is.
Yeah, because it's more or less, I think the people from Sema basically work out a Diamond Bar. Mm-hmm. And they really work their butts off to put a show on.
They really do.
This year...
One thing we always do appreciate very much are the lockers.
Yeah, lockers.
We should tell the people at CES, we've been telling them, please, lockers.
People over at Sema contact the people at the other trade shows and say the press would greatly appreciate lockers. They're there because they're bringing them from someplace and putting them upstairs. But the people at Sema understand that we don't walk around with our computers all day long. We don't walk around with munchies with this all day long. We don't walk around press material all day long. And we don't walk around with... You can be cold when you come and hot when you leave. So you basically take your jacket and put in there. You put extra batteries and you put charging equipment in there because, it's like 100... One person would tell people, one of the press organizations put a pedometer on their crew, and they walked 100 miles during one of the trade shows.
For which, CES?
Yeah.
100 miles? 100
miles, because it is, she can tell you, I went down basically a couple of days ago, I took our 360 camera out. It took me almost 4 minutes to walk from one end of the cars to where I stopped shooting cars. Basically I stopped at the end of Central Hall. I didn't go to
You were just going straight up and back. You weren't even...
I wasn't. That was just straight up and back. It probably is, probably a 7-8 minute walk just on the outside alone. And that's because I'm walking normal. I can do a mile every 6-7 minutes. So I'm figuring that it probably is a good half mile there, and then the rooms, the halls are further back than is the very out front.
It can take you about 15 minutes to walk.
Yeah.
From the back to the front to the back of the hall if it's full of exhibits.
Yeah.
And that's walking fast at a good pace.
And it's almost impossible because they'll have a press conference in one hall and another press conference in here. You split up because you can't you can't set up here in time if you go to the other one. So, we were I mean, we did the Ford conference, we did the conference before Ford, and then I did the Kia. She went over, grabbed a spot on the riser, and I came back, and only through God's miracle, I got a place out in front.
I know.
Yeah, and because, so I got, we switched cameras. She originally took the 3D camera, put it up in the riser, but because I was setting right within the operational distance of this camera, which people understand, a 3D camera is a fixed focal length camera. It shoots well from 3 to 15 foot. I had the guy doing the prompter probably about 6-7 foot in front of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it really looks nice. So, but I mean, I got a thing where one of the people was painting the car. I mean, it was so close that the guy doing the thing backed into my camera. And I saw him coming, so I just simply did this. But the other poor guy next to me didn't quite been that successful. But it's hard. It's like you're going to see a dancing act in I guess next week, not this week, but next week, because there's no way on earth. What happens is one of us is, well, probably because she maneuvers faster than I do. I mean, now I'm really slow because I'm hoping it will get better, but I can't move as fast. So, I mean, I still got my stuff stuck in the car at the moment because I can't really pick it up and move it. But I hope because one is going to have to break down the equipment, get over to the riser at the other place, and then the other, like I said, she's faster than I am because guys tend to park for her when she comes across. And the neat thing about too is that she gets to dress differently at the
Have longer legs.
Yeah, but she does have longer legs than mine, which is funny. I'm taller than she is by about 3 or 4 inches, and yet she has got longer legs than me, which is I can't.
And I walk faster.
I really have short legs. I mean, a 30-inch leg basically drags on the floor on me. So how short is his legs? Yeah, they're very short. But she gets there. I've been following along behind her since she was a spring chick, which most people would tell you is always a great place to follow anyway. But that's how it works, You cannot do a trade show or one of these things without at least 2 people. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose you could if you were doing only something specific. For example, if you're only doing like truck accessories.
Yeah.
Because some publications are that
That's specific, but a lot of the people we know covering LA Auto are general press in nature.
Mm-hmm.
They have to gallop. I mean, they sit there, what do you know? Do you know of anything, that we should know? And people are sitting there trading off things. You go into something tonight that we don't know about. Yeah. So that's one of the things we were really disappointed this year was the Sema parties. They used to be famous for Sema parties.
Yeah.
That's basically a dead deal now.
I mean, there were still parties, but they were not what they used to be.
Well, they used to give great big things over, and the Hilton for everybody that would want to come in. I mean, these are some of the people, the most friendly people on earth. They just invite you. Oh, they won't let you in over there. Come in over here. We got lots of free food and drink, and you do that. Those were gone. I mean, a lot of the parties didn't even start till so late at night that, by 10 o'clock you don't want to do anything except work. And we were working until, I don't think she went to bed before 2 o'clock any night. Yeah, not that I saw. So, but I'm sitting there trying to get stuff. We got awful slow internet, even though we've got a fast internet card.
What? We have a press room and we have a broadband card.
Yeah.
And
we're a full day behind on loading because of the slow internet, which is
well, part of it is you're like, well, you can get email. Yeah, we could get email, but part of it is when you're loading files that are 300 and 400 megabytes.
Yeah, it takes
time.
It takes a while. Even with a fast uplink, it takes me 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, once I had one of these things said 14 hours on one of my old cams. I didn't load it.
Yeah.
So I am a day behind on all of that. So, but we're gonna get updates because we're now, besides doing